In March, Brad Garlinghouse took the stage at York 2025's Digital Assets Summit. Additionally, he addressed several important points in this speech or interview that I believe many people are overlooking. Second by second, minute by minute, I want to go through this. I'll explain the background. I will provide you with all the important details you require. And while we're at it, let's enjoy ourselves a little. I may divide this into 2 videos depending on how much background I can provide. Let's take it minute by minute and have a little fun, even though I know many of you dislike 25 to 30-minute videos. We are headed for 100,000 subscribers, and I would love to have you join me in achieving that goal and realizing my ambition if you find any value in this video. Therefore, if you're not already subscribed and would like to do so, consider doing so. I would truly appreciate it if you could hit like if you are here and would like to support the channel. Lots great, excellent work, excellent work. Well, I'm looking forward to the discussion. It's great to have Brad here. We also have a topic that is breaking. It's on Twitter, but Brad can probably summarize it for you to save time. The appeal has been updated. Making headlines here at Digital Asset Summit is usually a good thing. We can now declare that the SEC is no longer pursuing its appeal in the Ripple case, as I put on X just before we walked up here. Needless to say, we're grateful. Shall we stand up? I could try to stand up isn't excellent. This is good for the industry as a whole. Hurry up, hurry up. 4.5 years. 4 years and roughly 3 months have passed since the SEC's initial lawsuit against us. It was undoubtedly a difficult journey in many ways, but I'll focus on 2 points we discussed at the time. I had a strong conviction that we would always be on the right side of history and the law. We mentioned that back then, and now that I've seen this, I feel somewhat vindicated. I mean, the other thing I would say is that I just uploaded a video to X. One of the points I make is that the system seems so flawed that we had to battle for the industry. Additionally, there were no victims in the SEC's attack on the industry, especially in the Ripple case. Investors did not suffer any losses. This isn't the... You realize that there are victims as a result of the SEC's actions? Before that, though, I get what Brad is saying. It's us. If you haven't been following the news or every stage of this, let me give you some background. The judge ruled that the SEC's request for $2 billion would have completely bankrupted Ripple, would have caused the business and everything surrounding it to absolutely collapse, right? I would assume that the XRP ledger will suffer greatly in the absence of Ripple in such case. Therefore, the judge mandated that Ripple pay a fine of $125 or $150 million. Additionally, because the SEC discontinued its appeal, Ripple is unable to sell escrowed SRP to institutions. However, Ripple wanted to keep the appeal in order to obtain better conditions, correct? In order to allow Ripple to sell XRP to institutions, the SEC ultimately agreed to pay a $50 million fine, and they are currently trying to get the judge to withdraw this injunction. I do believe that a lot of people are ignoring this important piece. In order to clinch a deal, Ripple's business involves attracting financial institutions to the ecosystem. Some of these banks are interested in XRP. Many people have now told me that the escrowed XRP has already been pre-sold. This, and this. That isn't accurate, in my opinion. It's easy to see why I don't think that's true. As you are aware, Ripple unlocks 1 billion XRP each month through the escrow. In escrow is 37 billion XRP. Ripple may occasionally remove a portion of the XRP and relock it in the escrow. They wouldn't keep locking up XRP if it was pre-sold, since if you have 1 billion released each month and there are 37 billion, it would take 37 months for that particular XRP to be freed again. I simply don't see that then, now that the Trump administration is on board with cryptocurrency and that stablecoins and digital assets are being regulated in the US, I can see some of that XRP beginning to lose ground. Keep in mind that you have financial market infrastructure systems in addition to financial institutions. Additionally, you have SWIFT, right? You have central banks, too. I have no doubt that all of these players will be highly interested. They examine SBI's actions. I take it that SBI's holdings in XRP are worth more than the bank as a whole? Therefore, other banks are undoubtedly paying attention to that. Additionally, I think that these institutions will want to maintain XRP in order to support all of their other holdings. I'll play this now. The SEC was like, oh, something went wrong. Simply put, they were attempting to intimidate. Simply put, they weren't behaving honorably. Fortunately, the courts did chastise them. However, notice that I am also celebrating this moment. I believe that both the industry and the other side of it benefit all parties involved. It benefits Blockworks, Bitwise will benefit from this, that benefits Ripple. Therefore, I'm quite pleased about it. Congratulations then, I think you did a good job. It feels like the start of a new chapter and a win for the industry. Do you feel as though a fresh chapter has begun? God, oh God. I firmly believe that the new chapter began with a reset at the executive and congressional levels. When Trump entered the race, he nominated Scott Bessent, Paul Atkins, and David Sachs. We want this industry to flourish in the United States, and I believe that these extremely intelligent individuals are looking at it with pragmatism and intelligence. I believe you're younger than I am, but I've been here. The same age. It's been fascinating to observe how the United States has benefited geopolitically from the growth of the internet in the country. This is the exact antithesis of what we should have wanted to achieve on whatever level, and yet the US SEC was fighting this industry abroad. Furthermore, I hope that even those who have previously opposed cryptocurrency have come to the realization that there is no justification for doing so, and you witness how that affected numerous elections. About a year ago, I expressed my belief that Elizabeth Warren will lead the Democrats to ruin in a tweet, and that, in my opinion, turned out to be rather prophetic, in that this Congress is undoubtedly pro-innovation and pro-crypto on both sides. As even the last panel discussed, I believe there will be a lot of activity. You must be pro-crypto and pro-innovation at the moment, don't you think? You have. Could you tell me the number? 1 in 6 Americans, or 50 million people, currently possess cryptocurrency, correct? This technology is here to stay. Like, you're going to lose more voters the more you fight it, right? Because this technology is really important to humans. It's unfortunate that Democrats choose to die here, isn't it? Of innovation in digital assets. It's concerning. It's quite crazy. And I'm hoping that Democrats will be able to support the cryptocurrency sector in the future. Don't get me wrong, not all Democrats are involved, but the leaders of the majority of them were out there ranting against the business and urging Gary Gensler to sue Ripple and all of these individuals. And it's simply ugly. It's filthy. Yes, of course, in that regard, I would like to question you. Have you worked at Ripple for 10 years now? Aging. On Twitter, you and I made a joke backstage. People like posting pictures that compare Brad to Brad Curran at the start of Ripple. Yes, the gray hair has increased. An additional thing I would like to convey to those individuals is, look, you have the government sue you and see what happens. A little more gray hair, 10 years. I would like to know if things in the space have gone more quickly or more slowly than you anticipated. Indeed, there are some things that I would have known if you had informed me. I also had the pleasure of attending the crypto conference a few weeks ago. In sharp contrast, Ripple has been unable to meet with any White House officials for the past 4 years. We've been invited inside now. In some respects, it has progressed quickly because I never would have imagined that 10 years ago, the White House would host crypto summits. I don't know the whole market value, but I wouldn't have guessed that we would be done. It's 3x trillion. I wouldn't have anticipated those things. About $60,000 was the average daily volume of XRP trading 10 years ago. Whoa, I don't know, $6 billion today? Greater. It's gone more quickly for such items. We need to find utility rather than just trading speculation, which is why I believe the sector and people you see talking about up here haven't gone faster. I believe that the attacks from the SEC, the OCC, and others are now behind us, especially when you are seeing green shoots, to use an Obamaism. I believe that now is the time to concentrate and to build in the United States. Additionally, we see a lot of incredible ideas, some of which are unrelated to XRP or Ripple, but we still believe in them. Additionally, we haven't previously disclosed to the public that we have invested more than $2 billion in acquisitions and investments in the cryptocurrency space. And some of those are unrelated to XRP because we want Ripple to succeed if